Hey guys, Sel here and welcome back to some more Nikke. Now, yes, it shows
世界は
Lionheart.
広く戦う
This
べ
is
き
the
ものは多い
episode for
こうして生きるのも一つの方法だろうか
I just wanted to say that I had planned on showing the pulls that I had done. But obviously, you know, I got nothing. I went up to 14 10 shots in Black Scarlet. I got one SSR. 1 in 14 10 shots. It was a Pilgrim, but it was another Haran. Yeah, it sucked immensely. And why am I not showing it? It's because the audio, there's literally no audio. It's just me talking. I have no clue what happened. So either way, yeah, I got Haran for that. I also did more pulls in the friendship point summons, back to back, 2 times in a row. I got SSRs. One of them was Cutie. Well, actually, I don't remember which one was which. But yeah, we got Cutie and Rosanna. I have every single Nikke, or at least I had every single Nikke to date, that wasn't limited, that was part of the main game, and actually summonable in the standard banner. But now that Leona's out, yeah. Let's just say I don't have her yet. So now we're gonna be back to needing one. Unless I decide to summon for her, and who knows, maybe I'll get her and maybe I won't. But either way, I just figured out to show the fact that we have Rosanna and Cutie. I kept on trying to hide the fact because I thought I had the recording for it. No. I don't know what happened. I really don't. Thankfully the events, you know, sound is fine. So either way, we have Cutie, we have Rosanna. I got 14 10 shots in and finally got an SSR. Again, Haran. I also ended up, you know, MLBing a few other characters that I don't remember which ones I did now. Oh yeah, Haran was one of them. But yeah, either way, now that I've shown what we got, photography is going to make this so much easier for me to go through now that I have nothing to show. And now that I've shown the fact that we have Rosanna and Cutie, which means we can actually do Rosanna's bond now, I really wanted to do hers. Though I feel like I should probably wait till we get Moran. Have I done Sakura? Have I done Sakura? I don't think I have. I only did her event, right? Yep. I have not done Sakura yet. So I'm probably just gonna wait until Moran comes out so I can do all 3 of them together. And by when she comes out, I have no clue when she will. I mean, we finally get Leona, so maybe Moran will show up in the future? Who knows? I'm hoping she does. But at that point, I would actually have to pull for her and actually get her. Maybe I might do it sooner than I think. Probably. Because I'm probably not going to do Biscuit until I get Leona. So, you know, either way. Why not, right? I'll show you guys at least one 10 shot. I'm not going to get an SSR, but just show one, then we can get on with the event. Imagine if that went gold. I so wish that I had the recording. I mean, technically I do. Technically I do. But I don't feel like going through the silent audio trying to find the exact moment I'm doing friendship point summons. Did I spend my vouchers? I think I might have summoned on Ordinary Recruit as well. Oh, wait a minute. I also did my molds. Oh, that sucks. And yeah, let's just say, oh yeah. I got Rosanna from the Friendship Point Summon. I got Cutie from my, from this mold. It was very, very surprising. Because it popped up Elysian, and since the only Elysian I do not have is Cutie, I instantly knew it was her. Man, I wish that recording did not mess up. Either way, now, on to the events. Okay, it's been much longer than what I said it would be happening. As you can see, the timer is literally 5 hours, 44 minutes. I haven't done anything, mind you. So we gotta get started right quick. I would love it if it was voice acted, but it's not. Y'all having a good time? To bring in the new year, a small concert is being held in the outpost. Yeah, you're the coolest noise. Whoa. All of the Nikkes from the various squads have gathered under one roof. The counters. This is delayed, or technically it's going too fast. Because Aegis was what we just saw. Aegis. Made for you. Hey, it's Leona. Hello there. Haven't seen you in a long time. And Happy Zoo. Could they have not fixed this? Like, seriously. The event has been going on for how long? 777s. ACPU. The Cannonades. Even Unlimited. How was the past year for everyone? You've all been battered by crushing waves and nearly been swept away by blustering snowstorms. Despite that, you all made it through. You've all been through a lot this year. So have I. I encountered all sorts of obstacles, but overcame them just like all of you. So, I'd like to thank the person who stuck with me the entire time. Through all the hardships and rough patches. Producer. Nani? Noise descends from the stage and approaches me. I want to thank you for helping me get through all the difficulties this past year. Noise hands me a flower. Thank you. This is for you. I hope you'll continue being a part of my life this next year. And she kissed me. Oh no. In front of everyone, you are so daring at this point. You're trying to stake your claim. After giving me a brief kiss on the cheek, Noise heads back up on the stage. Noise, what are you? Let's keep the good vibes going, everyone. On to the next song. She's literally trying to stake her claim. And I would have loved so much if this was voice acted. It would have been so funny. You should go wash your face, Commander. Why? Yeah, exactly. Pronto. I'll hold on to this flower for you. No, she gave it to me. I need to hold it. And I ain't going to wash my face. No, I refuse. Actually, I can help you scrub your face if you want. How about I go with you? Uh-huh. Do you need me to help as well, Master? As the counters start to bicker amongst each other, I feel like we're starting to draw attention from the rest of the crowd. It's okay, I'll go alone. Oh, don't actually do it. I'll be at a swift retreat before we draw any more unwanted attention. In order to take a breather from the intensity of the concert, I decide to take a walk in the empty park before going back in. As I'm walking, I hear someone call out to me. Leaving so soon? The concert is still going strong. Hello? Scarlet! 'Tis a beautiful night. Have you been well, my lord? What are you doing here? Tonight is the last night of the year, is it not? To drink alone would be such a waste. So I sneaked myself in hopes of enjoying a drink with thee. I heard the blithe tunes echoing through the streets, and it captured me. So I stopped looking for thou, but for a moment. For a while, I was drinking here while taking in the music. In other words, you were drinking alone. I suppose thou could frame it in such a way, yes. But no matter. I live my life according to the vagaries of my heart, and wherever it may take me. Sounds like the philosophy of a layabout. Sounds like a life unencumbered. I knew thou would understand. Forsooth, 'tis a life where freedom reigns. Huh? Hello? Commander, I suggest you run. The other Nikkes found out about Noise kissing you, and they're riled up about it. They don't want to be bested by her, and they're out to find you in your cheek. No way. No way. All the girls are trying to now kiss me on the cheek? How could that be a bad thing? I mean, there are a lot of them. Oh no. Anise is particularly upset. Commander, where are you? Are you at the outpost? Anise? Quick, Commander, you've got to run before they catch you. If anyone lays a finger on you, I will kill them myself. Holy crap! Roppy? Hello? Man, our Roppy has truly changed after the events of the most recent chapter. My god. What news? It would appear my lord doth capture the heart of many a fair maiden. He seemed to be in quite a bind. A little bit, yes. Looks to me that thou require a place of refuge. How about it? Would thou be partial to viewing the sunrise with me? Why the sunrise? Many people bring in the new year by watching the sunrise. Okay, where should we go? Where else would you go? To see a real sunrise. The surface. Carefully staying out of sight of the other Nikkes roaming the outpost. Scarlet and I make our way to the left. You know what I actually really want to see is Pravati trying to do this. It's not like I want to kiss you or anything, but I can't let that wench beat out over me. Again, it's not because I care about you or anything, alright? Just close your eyes and shut up already. It would be so fun. Scarlet and I make our way to the lift. Thine cheeks remain unsullied further, at least for now. Thank you for your help. Pray tell, what is that in your hand? I raised the flower that Noise gave to me. Oh, this. Someone gave it to me as a present. Is that a rose? Verily, it does not seem to be genuine, but rather artificial. I believe so, yes. It has been many a moon since I laid my eyes on such an object. Wait. What'd she say? What? A rose. Oh, that's how we get into this. Alright. No matter how extensive my wanderings on the surface, I have never found a rose. I was on the verge of giving up, yet here it has appeared in my life. Do you like roses? Ruby red like roses? Not particularly, but my sister had an affinity for them. You had a sister? Yes, I did. Have I never told you about this?
It was a very long time ago.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to be sorry for. As I said, it was a long time ago. Time heals all wounds and washes away all sadness. We have arrived. I shall take you to a place where the view of the sunrise is unparalleled. From here, all we must do is proceed straight for 2 hours.
2 hours?
Do not be discomposed, my lord. The more difficult the journey, the greater the rewards.
Scarlet closes her eyes and feels a bitterly cold breeze brush up against her face.
The winds are bitingly cold this time of year. Yes, it was around this time. Just before the new year.
What are you referring to?
Nothing. I am merely recalling some things that happened a long time ago. Have you ever heard of the Melee Squad?
Melee Squad?
Judging from the look on your face, I would say it is the first time you have heard of it. I suppose that is possible. From what I've seen in the Ark, they don't seem to produce Nikkes for the Melee Squad anymore. I suppose in a way, that's a small success.
Were you a part of this squad by any chance?
That I was. I suppose my sword is a fairly obvious clue, is it not?
I thought you said you had a mind switch and you didn't remember anything.
To be precise, I lost the majority of my memories. Not all of them. Even though I had to enjoy multiple mind switches, there are still certain memories which can never be forgotten.
AKA memories of your sister, right? What kind of memories do you still remember?
Would thee care for me to regale you with a tale?
I'm a little curious, sure. I'm dying to know.
I do appreciate your candor. This will do just fine. Our walk will be long. That would not be so bad an idea to reminisce. Where shall I begin this tale? Alright, I shall start from there. A long, long time ago, in the days when the first raptures had invaded, there lived 2 sisters who had become Nikkes. It's been a hot minute since we sparred, hasn't it? I believe this makes 985, doesn't it? Do not treat this so flippantly. It deserves to be taken seriously. Yeah, I got it. I'll be serious.
Scarlet and Rose point their swords at each other.
Have at you. Bring it.
Both of them are unique variants of mass-produced Nikkes, created to be used in close combat, of which only 10 were manufactured. The tip of Rose's sword gently presses against Scarlet's throat.
Very well. I concede defeat. Oh, the things could have really gone south for me. For a moment, my sword was starting to feel heavy back there. I better stay on my toes, or else I may really lose next time. Don't lie, you won without lifting a finger. Hardly. It wasn't easy at all. Now, let's see. That makes 976 wins in 9 draws. Don't try and fudge the numbers. It's 975 wins in 10 draws. Hey, you got me. Think about it, though. I'm your older sister. Doesn't it stand to reason that I'd be better with a sword? You're better than me with just about everything else. Cleaning, cooking, and generally being organized. You and I are Nikkes. Not only that, but models specifically designed to utilize swords. Would not mastery of such a weapon be of paramount importance? Do you think so? I truly believe there will come a day when you'll best me. No flower blooms in perpetuity, and nothing lasts forever. And there will come a day when you beat me. It's just not now, that's all. I will whip that insouciance out of you if it's the last thing I do. Looking forward to what you've got in store for me. A podcast? This is a special announcement to all special type mass-produced belonging to Unit A within this sector. All close combat Nikke is assembled in the training ground. We repeat, why would they want us to gather there? 'Tis hard to say. Let's head over. Is that everyone? Yes. Okay then. Do I really have to do this? Why me of all people? It's not like doing this is gonna make them become another goddess squad. They gave that to mercenary Grimm's models, so how come I? Pray tell, are we going to stand there in perpetuity? Huh? Oh, you said everyone's here, right? Yes. Due to your stellar test results, you all are being deployed as melee squad. All 10 of you, who have been specially designed for close quarters combat, will undertake infiltration and reclaim missions. And this will all be done under my command. A human will be accompanying us. So we're being assigned what was it called again? A commander, like the goddess squad? Yes. We'll be following the same model as the goddess squad. Going forward, all squads will be assigned commanders regardless of stature. To make such sweeping policy changes, it would seem the accomplishments of the goddess squad are greater than I initially thought. Any more questions? By the way, Rose. Yes? Since you had the highest score in the final test, you will be the squad leader. So whoever got the highest score gets to be the leader. I didn't expect that. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. That covers just about everything. So return to your positions. We'll be proceeding to the coordinates designated by our mission tomorrow morning. Make sure you're properly equipped.
The United Forces of Humanity officer leaves hurriedly.
Finally, a real mission. An opportunity to take down a real rapture with my own hands.
The day of the mission. An oppressive silence fills the transport vehicle as it heads towards the target area.
Scarlet? What? How come you're so quiet? Are you nervous since it's our first mission? No. I'm merely excited about having the chance to cut down a rapture. I see. If you say so. Scarlet, you've heard of Lieutenant Lily Weiss, haven't you? I haven't been living under a rock, so yes, I do know of her. She is the first and also the strongest warrior there ever was. The one who heralded the existence of Nikke to all of humanity. Yes. She's pretty cool. So pretty and also so strong. A few days ago, some of the girls in Team B told me that she was able to tear apart raptures with her bare hands. What? Without any other type of weapon? Nope, none at all. Wherever she goes, it's just a flurry of disembodied rapture parts flying through the air. I suppose it was her exemplary display that made the United Forces of Humanity choose not to discard the close combat program. Perhaps that's why they decided to create mass-produced Nikkes like us, who are especially made for melee combat. That's what I was thinking too. But I'm sure even she was nervous on her first mission. How would you know that? Just a hunch. She would have been facing something she'd never been up against before. and there were many things precious to her that she had to protect. If thine own strength is so formidable, then surely there is no need for apprehension. Heh, you think so? She was a human just like us before becoming a Nikke. So I'm willing to bet she was just as nervous as we are now. It's normal to be a bit jittery when you're doing something for the first time. Are you nervous too? Of course. It's not like I've ever gone toe-to-toe with a rapture before. This is all new to me, so yeah, I'm nervous, a little scared even. But I know that those emotions are all temporary. Because nothing in this world lasts forever. All this tension and anxiety will fade into nothing with time, as we get used to this sort of thing.
The military vehicle screeches to a stop.
Looks like we've arrived. We've arrived at the target point. Everyone move to your positions. Roger. Now then, I guess it's time for us to head out. We've successfully infiltrated the building and confirmed the target. I've got a visual on 20 ground-type raptures. If we descend from the building, we'll make contact with a group of raptures. And then get in there and defeat them. Roger.
The resounding thud of footsteps echoes out along with the great vibrations of the earth. Before them stand a cold, piercing gaze of an emotionless killing machine. It is far more massive and threatening than anything of them they have seen in the simulations. Everyone holds their breath in terror. No one dares take the plunge into the rapture lair.
You're telling me they want us to jump down there and start hacking away? With just swords instead of proper firearms?
The panic-stricken voice of one of the Nikkes rings out, filling everyone else with ever-increasing dread. The atmosphere is uneasy, restless, tense. Scarlet feels like her feet are being weighed down with concrete blocks.
Really? Personally, I think a sword is preferable to a gun in this situation. With a gun, you fire a bullet, and that's all there is to it. But for us, even if our swing isn't true, we'll still do some damage.
Rose stands up.
Rose. Also, a sword is way cooler than a gun anyway, wouldn't you say?
I mean, you're not wrong. Rose leaps down into the midst of the rapture horde.
Rose.
As she plummets towards the ground, she begins swinging her sword at the raptures. In the blink of an eye, several raptors collapse to the ground.
They're not much of a challenge. Scarlet, don't tell me these things have got you nervous. If you can't cut up this cannon fodder, how do you ever expect to defeat me? Who are you calling nervous?
Scarlet stands up and leaps towards the raptures, to which Rose is currently laying waste.
Ah.
The blade cleaves through the raptures like a hot knife through butter. Their movements are repetitive, just like those she saw in the simulations. Their gaze, the positions of their cores. Scarlet is able to act almost instinctively as she works her way through the horde. Without thinking, she knows exactly where to strike the enemy. How to neutralize them entirely. She can do it. She can cut them. No longer do the raptors seem so frightening. Scarlet's blade bisects the rapture's core.
Oh. 'Twas but a bagatelle. Right. These raptures cleave just as well as anything else we have encountered. Don't be afraid, everyone, and come before I claim all your shares.
Whether or not this sonorous war cry reached her comrade, Scarlet does not recall. However, what she does remember is how everyone shook themselves free from the fetters of fear which held them, and together ventured forth, and swung their swords through endless raptures. And so it came to pass that her first mission, for which there had been decidedly low expectations, became a resounding success with an unprecedented absence of casualties on their end. In the days and weeks that followed, the melee squad was deployed on countless missions. The Rapture Corps shatters to pieces.
All nearby Raptures eliminated. Alright, I'll make the report. Reporting in, we have eliminated all the Raptures previously occupying this station, and have recaptured the 29th base of the United Forces of Humanity.
Their bodies had been designed to be more nimble than that of other mass-produced Nikkes, allowing them to infiltrate and recapture key facilities which had fallen under Rapture control.
Ew, check that out. Disgusting. Is that really a machine? Hark, perchance thou could spend less time pontificating and more time slicing. Patience, my dear sister. I assure you that whatever needs killing will meet its frightful end.
Rose swings her sword, bisecting the Rapture.
In order to truly excel at the art of cutting, one must have a calm mind.
Similar to other Nikkes, they witnessed a succession of successful missions defeating numerous Rapture hordes. Along with numerous accomplishments, however, there were also sacrifices. Scarlet gazes at her fallen comrade lying on the ground.
I don't think she'll make it. She has sustained cranial damage. She is beyond saving. I see. I will request a coffin for her to be transported back to the base. Very well.
Their many accomplishments also brought forth an equal amount of positive changes.
So our squad is officially being instituted? Correct. It's surprising, honestly. What benefits shall we receive from formally becoming a squad? We'll be able to manage our squad more sustainably. And we'll also be able to request official support from other squads. None of these things seem particularly noteworthy to me. What do you mean? We're making a name for ourselves. Practically speaking, the quality and quantity of our equipment will no doubt increase. That is more to my liking. Speaking of which, when are our additional supplies meant to come in? Damn it. What are the higher-ups thinking? Commander? Huh? Did you say something? Yes. I told you, don't call me Commander. Refer to me by my actual rank. Yes, Lieutenant. I was asking when our additional supplies were due to arrive. They've been delayed for a week now. And what do you expect? Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. So you can hardly be surprised at the fact our supplies are slow to show up. I see. So you all need to bust your asses, you hear me? That way we'll make a name for ourselves and receive supplies without any issues. Very well, I will do that.
As the missions became increasingly more difficult, so did the bonds between the Nikkes and the squad become closer.
Let's see. It's getting late. The sun is starting to set. I'm not so sure if heading back to the base is a good idea. What say ye about yonder building?
Scarlet points to a partially collapsed building.
I think 'twould make a most sufficient dwelling for the evening. It sounds good to me. We can camp out here for the night.
Scarlet sits near the window, keeping watch. Occasionally, she glances back at the others who are laughing and chatting amongst themselves.
It's peaceful out here. It's nice, isn't it? This sense of peace. It's too peaceful. I worry that the others have forgotten that we're on a mission. Relax, everyone's been running themselves ragged as of late. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a moment of peace and quiet. Nevertheless, we must remain vigilant. I know that. I know how much you care about us. You're scared that if we let our guard down, we'll get hurt. Don't worry. So long as you're on guard, we'll be just fine. Besides, even though everyone may look like they're cruising about casually, they all still have their swords on them. So cut them a little slack. This is a rare opportunity for us to properly relax. Very well. With that being said, I got you a little something for being such a hard little worker while everyone else is having fun. Ta-da!
Rose produces 2 small cups from her pouch. What a drink?
Where did you get those? They came with the last shipment of supplies.
Scarlet lifts up a bottle of alcohol.
I thought we could have a little drink together. Alcohol. Hath thine mind gone to ruin? Drinking during a mission. Why not? Just one little drink. You really think one drink is gonna get us drunk?
She really took after her sister, man.
No buts. Don't be such a sourpuss, come on.
Rose fills the glass and hands it to Scarlet. After some hesitation, Scarlet grabs the glass.
Bottoms up. That smells nice. Is that Rose? What's wrong? Doesn't agree with you. Bitter. Huh? I said it's bitter. How could you enjoy such a vile concoction? I thought it was fine. I refuse to drink any more of this wicked brew. Suit yourself. More for me. Say, did we ever drink together when we were human? Not sure. All I recall is that we were sisters. Huh? It's interesting, isn't it? How do you figure that's the only thing that we both remember? From what I've observed, unless you're a Grimm's model, you either have no memories at all, or you remember everything. I suppose it was a particularly indelible memory for both of us. Perhaps I convinced myself to never forget my sister, even in death. Really? We got along so well that we never forgot each other, or we got on each other's nerves so much that we couldn't forget. Either way is fine, I suppose.
Rose finishes the rest of her glass, and then lies down on the ground.
Follow the wind, follow the clouds, follow your heart. That is the life I wish to lead. Where's that from? Nowhere, considering it's my plans for the future. Not the most poetic of plans. When I asked everyone what they would do when the war ended, one person said she would lie in bed for a week. Another said she would boil an entire pot of soup and gulp it all down. Someone else said she would take the time to read all the comics that she wanted. Oh right, there was another one that stuck out to me. Someone wanted our squad to become really famous and go on a mission together with the goddess squad. What foolhardy dreams. In this day and age, a lot of people share that same aspiration. Since everything else seems so far away and unattainable now, dreaming of joining the goddess squad is the next best thing. What about you, Scarlet? What about me? What do you want to do? Well, I wish to spar with you without any armor. Huh? Spar with me without any armor? That's your great dream for the future. If you ask me, I think that's the silliest dream of them all. I suppose I realize how silly it sounds now. You see, that's what happens when all other dreams seem out of reach.
A gentle breeze blows through the night air. Behind them, the laughter of their squad mates can be heard.
This is nice. Next time, let's invite them to drink together with us. What is this sudden obsession with spirits? It's nice sharing a drink with others. I just want to share this feeling with everyone else. Oh, I've got it. How about we enjoy a drink while watching the sunrise on New Year's Eve? Consider it a team-building exercise. It can also act as a nice reward to everyone for how hard they've been working this past year. Do as you please. I spotted some good alcohol in the supply box. It'll taste even better after it's aged a few more months. If anything, it would probably turn bitter.
That night, all the Nikkes reminisce about their past, creating new memories that would last and laugh together. All the while they dreamt of a brighter and better future that would never come. After walking for about 2 hours, we arrive at a clearing on a hill.
Here we are. This is the place which shall grant us unsurpassed views of the sunrise.
You really have turned out just like your sister, haven't you? Wanting to drink at sunrise, always drinking, having fun, going wherever the wind takes her. Right here.
Yes, there is no better place to take in the sunrise with a drink in hand.
Scarlet sits down on a large flat rock nearby.
Such nice and cool weather we're having. Come sit here, my lord. You must be tired from all the walking.
I suppose I am. Because we're gonna have to make that trip back as well. I walk over to Scarlet and sit next to her on the rock.
I have already dispatched any potential foes that would disrupt us. All we have to do now is to wait for the sun to come up and look forward to the new year.
Scarlet takes something out of her bag.
Ta-da!
Wow. Scarlet places a bottle of wine and 2 glasses on the rock. When did you decide to bring these?
'Twas part of the plan from the start. If I did not chance upon thee, I intended to come here by myself.
Then why 2 glasses?
Well, whether I drink with 1 or 2 glasses, it makes little difference.
Scarlet pours some wine into the glasses. So you all continue to have a hot streak.
Pardon?
You're not done with your story, are you?
Oh, that? What makes you think our fortune turned sour?
If things had continued to go well, the melee squad would still be around. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
No. I should finish the story since I brought it up. Continued success. Is such a thing even possible? You were right. With the way this world works, such a thing was impossible. Because life is not that simple. Get a hold of yourself. Doth thou even realize what ye are slashing at? I hate everything. Die. I hate everything. Die. Everything.
So members of her squad started to get corrupted. Oh no.
Scarlet.
Rose shakes her head.
I'm so sorry.
On numerous occasions, Rose and Scarlet had to cut down their own comrades who had suffered a mind switch. Oh, a mind switch.
Bomb installation complete. Bombs have been installed at all key points. We've got 3 minutes until this building comes tumbling down. Everyone get out.
Scarlet turns around, and as she takes a step, as if one of her screws had come undone, one of her legs refuses to move.
Scarlet, what are you doing? We need to get a move on. You go first. What are you talking about? One of my legs isn't cooperating. You go ahead. A body malfunction at a time like this?
One of the raptors aims its gun barrel at the group.
I thought we had gotten them all. Everyone, take cover.
Rose grabs Scarlet and rushes forward. The building collapses.
Is everyone okay?
Rose frantically looks around her. This mission consisted of 8 personnel. As for how many remained, is it just them, or is there only like 6?
7.
Okay, so they lost 1. The combined setback of hardware malfunctions and the unexpected rapture attack resulted in the death of their squad mates. Scarlet opens the door to the medical room and comes out.
How is she doing?
Rose shakes her head.
Again. Her body was completely torn apart. The impact was so great that her brain waves aren't registering as strongly as they should. Even if she does make it, the chance of her experiencing a mind switch is high. In all likelihood, however, her brain activity will cease entirely before that even happens. We'll miss the window to restore her body. I see. How's your leg? Fine. It was just a minor tremor, so I was able to repair it myself. You know, things are getting dire when you have to resort to self-surgery. Every time we go on a mission, someone dies or gets hurt. Our bodies weren't made to be as durable as the other Nikkes, so even a single hit can put us down for the count. Plus, since we fight with the enemy up close and personal, we're more susceptible to suffering a mind switch. We are still a variant of the mass-produced model, a prototype slightly altered for melee combat. We're therefore likely to experience more defects, and thus require more frequent maintenance. Meanwhile, we don't have enough supply stockpile to even get us through tomorrow. So now there's 6 of us. Yeah, but that's assuming we get the supply shipment. Everyone has gotten far too battered up during the last mission, and we've been starving for too long. We're fast approaching our limit. Is there still no word on the shipment? None. The lieutenant simply keeps beating the drum about having to complete the mission. Precisely. This can't go on. I cannot sit by and watch everyone drop like flies. I'll talk to the lieutenant again. Once he realizes the gravity of the situation, I'm sure he'll be more sympathetic to our plights. No. No, I doubt it. I'll go with you. Are you sure? 2 is better than 1, is it not? If we cause enough of a fuss, even that indolent human will be forced to do something about it. I knew I could count on you. Okay, let's go. Let's try and talk some sense into this guy. Lieutenant, is there still no word on the supply shipment?
Huh? What was that? Supplies? Not yet, no.
No. Dost thou not think you are being excessively flippant about all this? Dost thou realize the state our squad is in? Our numbers have dwindled from 10 down to 6.
Oh, 6.
I ask you, how do you think those who remain are feeling? 2 of them have sustained serious damage to their arms, and another 2 have broken swords. We are quickly approaching our limit.
I know that. Scarlet slams her fist on the desk.
If that is true, then why are you sitting here doing nothing? Or thou, not the commander of our squad, get up and do something. Even if you are not on the field, surely thou could make thyself useful working behind the scenes. For someone in your position, that is the least you could do. Calm down, Scarlet. He's still our superior officer. Tuh.
Scarlet steps back. Yeesh, you scared me. I understand where you're coming from. However, getting into a huff won't change anything about our situation. As for the supplies, it's because everything is in shambles out there. We'll just have to hold out a little longer.
That's what you've been saying, and now we're down to 6. You say that, yet the other squad that we met previously seemed to be receiving perfectly adequate supply shipments. It's highly unusual for a squad of our stature to be deprived of supplies. Wouldn't you say?
What? It's probably because the other squads have accomplished more than us. That must be it. We haven't given the higher-ups what they want, and that's why we're not getting any support.
Results, please. What drivel?
At any rate, we've been assigned a new mission.
Another assignment?
Once we complete this, our designation as an official squad will finally come through. Then we'll be able to have an official squad name. We'll receive just as much support as all the other squads. Probably.
Do you expect us to believe that?
We don't have much of a choice. This is war. You'll do it, won't you? You have to. If you want the support you feel you deserve, you have to do it. So let's get the show on the road and show them what we're made of, okay?
Fine. I'll notify the others.
Good.
Let's go, Scarlet. Very well.
Is this the mission that we end up losing Rose on? Rose and Scarlet approach the door. Rose.
Yes.
May I talk to you for a moment?
Alone?
Yes, just you.
Okay. I'll see you later.
Scarlet heads outside on her own. Scarlet heads outside on her own. Bang? Did he actually just kill himself? Oh my god.
Did thou just say what I think you said? A rebellion? Are you truly positing the notion that we rebel? Yes, you heard me right. Support isn't coming. There's no way around that. If things don't change, well done for. We need to do whatever is necessary to get those supplies sent here.
And only say he possibly killed himself, things how a gun. Again, we heard a gunshot, and she doesn't have a gun. Actually, what is this in her hand? Oh, it's another blade. Alright. So glad that we can actually do that.
Even if it means intimidating our lazy oaf of a lieutenant. Doth thee hear what you are even saying? I'm right here. You don't have to shout.
So he's not dead? So what was the bang? Well, that's the sound of the door closing.
What did the lieutenant tell you? What could he have told you that? Nothing. He was merely rattling off a list of complaints. Like always. And then why in the name of all that is holy have you come up to such an extreme conclusion? There must be a reason. And what do you think? The lieutenant has no intention of hearing us out. And HQ seems completely unaware of how dire our situation is. I'm merely suggesting that we don't make things so easy for them. If we make some noise, they might at least give us something. So you're proposing that we threaten a human being. You intend to take the sword, which was given to us to slay raptures, and wield it against a human. How can thee as a Nikke utter such profane words? Yes, that's exactly what I'm proposing. Because if we don't, we're going to die out here. But, did you get a glimpse at the mission briefing? I saw. We are to recapture the 5th Arms Depot. It's a suicide mission, far more difficult than anything we've done previously. And that's with our ranks nearly cut in half. Not only that, but we're supposed to roll out at first dawn tomorrow. We're not even close to being prepared for such an operation. If we head out in our current state, we all are likely to be exterminated. Be that as it may, how can we stoop as low as to threaten a human? Is that even possible in the first place? There must be some way we can get it to work. Do not speak of it so casually as if it were a lark. Is that how you see it? This is no joking matter to me. I'm quite serious. Rose, I've already run it by the others. 2 agreed, and 2 opposed. If you oppose, it'll be a split down the middle. So everyone has already made up their minds. Yes, and now it's up to you to do the same. What do you want to do? I presume you oppose. Yes, I oppose. So you're suggesting that we accept this suicide mission, which will surely ruin us. Since when were we so afraid of death? We have always put our lives on the line when out on the field. And we've been through hell and back. Yes, we may not be Grimm's models, yes. We may only be mass-produced Nikkes. But we still have our pride. Pride in our role of protecting humanity. That is what has kept us going That is what has kept us going in all those hellacious firefights until now. That is why everyone in our squad is willing to give their lives to the cause. And fight until the bitter end, even when death stares at us in the face. So are you telling me that now, when we're faced with yet another mission that threatens our lives, that we are to shrink back, throw up our hands and give up? If we give up now, what of our fallen comrades? What were their deaths for? Did they die for nothing? Scarlet, let us humor your harebrained scheme. Say we strong-arm the lieutenant and get the supplies we need. What then? We would be considered traitors to the united forces of humanity. Nowhere would be safe. We would forever be on the run. Is that what you really want? Haven't you always said that? Nothing lasts forever in this world. Does that not apply to our lives, to our time on this planet? I am not obsessed with how I die. I would rather decide on how I live, rather than be a traitor and forever be a fugitive. I would prefer to die fighting, even if it doesn't seem logical or self-preserving. I am a Nikke. How we live is more important than how we die. So you'd prefer to fight until the very end? Do you think you'll always feel that way? I will certainly try, even if you're faced with great hardship. Yes, even then. You've grown. I still remember when you were too scared to take that leap towards the raptures. 'Twas a long time ago, our first mission. My, what a long way you've come. What are you talking about? Rose. Very well. Since you're so vehemently opposed, I suppose I don't have much choice. Since the mission is tomorrow, I guess we'll do it. Good thinking, dear sister. After all, this mission is over. We can speak about this further. Thank you. Don't mention it. I'll take care of convincing the others. You focus on preparing for tomorrow's deployment. Okay.
Rose turns and leaves. Scarlet cracks open a small window. The cold winter breeze pushes its way through the room. Only 2 more days until the new year. Then the alcohol, which has been stored safely for months, can finally be imbibed. Scarlet still could not fathom why someone would willingly ingest such a bitter tonic. But the notion of sharing another drink with her sister, thinking of how she could spend more time with the others, the idea that she would bring a modicum of comfort to her squad mates who were at their breaking point.
2 more days. Just 2 more days.
Scarlet closes the window and attempts to force herself to sleep.
Scarlet, don't do it. Rose.
What?
Scar. Who is it? Wake up. Rose is,
Was Rose corrupted? And just like a certain someone in the very beginning when we first played the game, was able to hide the corruption for a bit, when Scarlet steps out into the hallway, everything is in chaos.
Scar, let's...
One of the Nikkes lies on the ground in a puddle of her own blood. Next to her stand 2 other Nikkes who stare at Scarlet blankly.
What have you done?
All 3 of the Nikkes were her squad mates.
Yes?
But these are the Nikkes that opposed to the mission. The other 2 who didn't oppose to it were the ones that are now on the ground in a pool of their own blood.
What's happening?
The Nikke in the pool of blood grasps Scarlet's ankle.
You have to stop Rose. She went to kill the lieutenant.
Yep, she went to go kill the lieutenant. All to try to save her sister.
What? Hurry. Very well.
The 2 Nikkes brandishing their swords at Scarlet.
Both of you move.
Both sword tips remain pointed squarely at Scarlet, not budging.
If you refuse to comply, then I'll be forced to cut you down.
Scarlet draws her sword. A few hours prior, Rose saunters towards the commander's room, recalling the conversation she had with him only moments ago.
Well, you're the one who asked me to stay behind, so out with it. If you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to say it.
How much time do you think you all have left?
What?
How many of you do you expect to come back from this mission?
And here I thought you had no interest in us. Uh-huh. Yet here you are, asking me such a question.
Quit kidding around and give me a straight answer. How many of you do you think are realistically going to come back alive from this?
Like I already told you, the situation could hardly get any worse. There are only 6 of us left and half of us are at the end of our tether. On top of that, this mission's infinitely more difficult compared to those we've done before.
You're right.
Having said that, we're not just going to roll over and die. We will do whatever it takes to survive.
You think all of you can make it?
I can't guarantee anything, but if we put our minds to it, we can.
All of you, huh?
Lieutenant.
All of you.
Lieutenant, are you all right?
All of you. I knew you would say that. He wants everyone to die, doesn't he? He doesn't want to do this anymore. Let me tell you something. In the end, only one of you will survive. Yet here you are, bloviating about how you'll do your best.
Only one? Only one of us is going to make it. Who? Is it me? You just said we'll die, didn't you? Don't tell me that's why we aren't receiving the supplies. Lieutenant.
Okay, yes. Yes, damn it. Everyone's gonna die. That's why we've been left hanging high and dry, got it? It doesn't matter how much you succeed in your assignments. They refuse to lend us any further support until just one of you is left.
But why? Is it because we're mass-produced models?
So all of this group is just a test to see how far the melee combat team can go. And the one that survives will become a Grimm's model. Possibly. Don't make me laugh. If anything, it would have been preferable if you were ordinary mass-produced Nikkes. But you're not. You're melee Nikkes. You're all merely prototypes. But you tried to be like the others. And that's why it's come to this.
But we achieved results. You said if we kept it up, we could become an officially sanctioned squad.
Results, yes. Good results, not so much. You all sustain damage every single time you go into battle. And lest we forget, the inordinately high rate of mind switch against you all. You yourself said that your mental state deteriorates faster because you're seeing the raptures up close. How could a unit that requires so much hands-on maintenance possibly mass-produced? They'd much rather invest producing a new type of unit altogether.
Because we require more maintenance, a special unit. You're waiting until there's just one of us left, and then turn us into a Grimm's model.
Yes, that's right.
I was right, oh my god, no.
Whoever remains will be converted into a Grimm's model. That's why we only need one of you.
So that's why the missions have been getting harder. It's to filter out the weak and select the strongest among us.
You catch on quickly.
We're not doing this mission.
What?
I said we won't do it. I refuse to go along with this insane plan of yours.
What the hell is this? What do you think you're doing?
We have a right to refuse.
The hell you do? A mass-produced Nikke turning down a standing order. They'll think you all suffered a mind switch. If you want you all to be sent to the scrap heap, then be my guest. Refuse the mission. It won't matter in the end. We've accrued enough data to be able to choose the strongest among you. We can still pare it down to just one candidate. Don't try and get smart with me. You're the strongest of everyone here, so you'll be the one who survives. Just follow your orders and you'll make it out of this alive. Why are you trying to save everyone?
Well, it's more so she's trying to save her sister, not everyone, but everyone would be a bonus.
Is it because of your sister? In times like this, family doesn't mean squat. You're Nikkes. You no longer share the same blood, and yet you insist on calling her your sister. It's a jungle out there, and everyone is in competition. Enough of this. What did I ever do to deserve this? I was told that if I became your commander, I'd be set for life. I could live peacefully, they said. So why? Why do you continue to drag me out here and make me live on a battlefield? You listen and you listen good. If you want to survive, everyone else has to die. This is what your squad was created for in the first place. This is the way things had to end. So stop saying that everyone will live. This is the only way I can get out of this hellhole. Don't you want to be done with this place too? You want supplies. You want to eat good food and rest. Well then, let's get this over with and go back. It'll be good for us both. Not just us, in fact. If they're destined to die anyway, you could give them a painless death and end their suffering. Disparate thoughts swirl through Rose's mind. Would the sole survivor really live on? The company never intended for their squad to last from the very beginning. Even if there was one lone survivor, what would prevent them from turning them into lab rats, sucking out their essence and planting it in their bodies? There was no way to completely restore a body and mind damaged by countless battles. The higher-ups almost certainly wanted to extrapolate their proficiencies and experiences and transfer them to a more proper subject. In the end, even a lone survivor would be rendered asunder, eradicated and left as a mere compilation of ones and zeros. The more their squad succeeded, the more they played into the enemy's hand. They were meant to suffer until they expired. That was the fate which had been accorded to them.
Yes, right. Nothing lasts forever.
Rose continued to ruminate. If their succeeding would lead to their downfall, then failure was naturally the only viable path to survival. If she wanted to defy the expectations that had been placed upon them, then she had to aim for failure in the most absolute form. I'm glad you're coming around. At least you and I are going to make it out of here.
No.
Rose's mind continues to swirl with a panoply of thoughts. Then she makes a decision. She knows what to protect and what to discard. Rose stands in front of the door.
Lieutenant, it's Rose. Do you have a moment? I have something important I need to discuss with you.
Scarlet sprints through the hallways. Despite the fact that she is a Nikke, and there is no conceivable way she would be out of breath, she nevertheless feels strangely winded as she runs. An oppressive feeling of unease rises in her chest, then presses down, crushing her. If Rose crossed a line, from which there was no coming back, what would she do?
Please, Rose, don't.
By the time she arrived at the commander's room, Rose was standing there, alone. The walls and ceilings were torn apart and stained crimson.
She did it! She actually killed him! There you are.
Drenched in human blood. Scarlet looks around in horror at their commanding officer lying dead on the ground, and the lifeless body of their squad mates.
Did you do this? You came sooner than I thought you would. I thought they'd at least be able to hold you back for a while longer. Answer me. Yes, I did it. Both the lieutenant and her. How? Are you going through a mind switch?
Rose holds up a red strip of cloth in one hand.
I covered my eyes with this. When I did the deed, I simply imagined that they were raptures. As you can see, it proved effective. Is that even possible? Apparently so. Interesting, isn't it? Our inhibitors prevent us from harming humans. So I wanted to test if I tricked myself into believing they weren't human, if I could do it. Turns out it worked. Thanks to this red cloth. When I was looking through it, I imagined that what I was looking at was the glowing red core of a rapture. I just kept telling myself anything that moved was a rapture. I must say, I'm surprised at how effective it was.
Why?
As for her...
Rose looks down at her fallen squad mates with sadness.
I told her not to move, but she didn't listen. I told her I couldn't see well with my eyes covered like that. I didn't mean to go after anyone but the lieutenant.
Why, damn you. Why are you doing this?
You agreed to the mission. You said you would listen to me. Yes, I did. So what is happening? No flower blooms in perpetuity. Nothing lasts forever in this world. Do you think you'll always feel that way? I will certainly try. Even if you're faced with great hardship. Yes, even then. I never convinced you in the first place. You don't resent me for this, do you? Then prove it. You said that you would protect humanity, and that you'd always feel the same way you did. Here I am, a traitor who has betrayed humanity, with this very sword intended to fell raptures. I cut down one of my comrades, I killed a human. I'm the enemy. Are you asking me to kill you? What if I can't do it? And then you leave me no choice. I won't give up until you finish this. I can't stop now. I will cover my eyes and slash indiscriminately. All will perish under my blade, rapture and human alike. If that is the only way to ensure that your blade will come from my neck, then so be it. How can you be so cruel? Have you no remorse? More than I can bear. Surely you can understand, however. I decided this a long time ago. The end of my life. I wanted it ended in sparring matches with you.
Before Scarlet stood a Nikke who had murdered a human being, who had slaughtered one of their own squad members, turned her back on humanity. Such cruelty could not go unpunished.
Scarlet, was it? Verily, however. Did my sister always talk like that? She came from Middle Ages? Steady thy tongue. 'Tis most churlish to say such things about a newborn Nikke. I just can't imagine my sister being like this. Are you sure becoming a Nikke didn't change you or anything? I do not know. Or maybe you developed a certain fascination with different time periods during the transformation process. I repeat, I do not know. Really? You do not know anything? Not even who I am? No, I do remember you. You are my sister.
Scarlet unsheaths her sword.
Promise me one thing. Once I begin, I will not hesitate. So please, I ask of you, do not hold back. I won't.
Rose flashes a buoyant grin, just like on the day they met again after becoming Nikkes. Rose and Scarlet square up to each other, their swords at the ready.
Have at you. Come then.
The sisters' swords clash. 985. That is the number of sparring matches they had gone through. Each knew the other's sword as well as their own. Each knew how serious the other was in this duel to the death. They knew all too well.
Now I really have to be on my toes. Didn't I tell you? One day I would wipe that smug grin off your face.
Scarlet parries Rose's sword and sends it flying upward. As her blade soars up, there's a momentary gap in her defense. Scarlet's sword plunges towards Rose's torso. One step. One more step. And the tip of her blade would pierce through Rose's torso and puncture her core. This traitor of humanity. This turncoat who had betrayed and forsaken her comrades, who had used lies and smiles to deceive her only sister. She can't do it after all, can she?
Oh, my dear sister.
Rose grabs the tip of Scarlet's sword. You gonna take the tip of her sword and plunge it into yourself? And pulls it towards her. Yep. Scarlet's sword plunges through Rose's core.
No.
Scarlet embraces Rose as she collapses.
Rose. Scarlet, you must become stronger.
Rose wraps her arms around Scarlet.
Don't let yourself be controlled by anyone. I won't. I won't. My dear sister. I'm so sorry. I had to leave you all alone. No. No. No!
Scarlet cradles Rose in her arms.
Don't go. Please. Only after much more time had passed did the united forces of humanity become aware of our situation. By then, the situation had gone from bad to worse. And when they first came upon us, they thought the mission had been a catastrophic failure, resulting in everyone's death. The higher-ups decided to chalk everything up to what they deemed an internal conflict. They also decided to bury the fact that Nikke was capable of killing a human.
What happened to the other squad member?
They all died. They died by the sword. The very same blades that had been intended to end the lives of Raptures instead ended theirs. A thorough investigation was carried out, and when they left, they took everything they needed, but not me. I was left behind as I held my sister's sword, fleetly fading. I buried what fragments of her remained, along with those of our fallen comrades.
Scarlet drinks from her cup.
As for the reason why Rose did what she did, I only found that out after I joined another squad later on. What she had decided to discard and what to protect.
And you don't have any resentment
Toward who?
anyone.
Well,
Scarlet pours a drink.
if you give it enough years, sadness, resentment, they all fade away with the passage of time. That's one thing Rose got right. Nothing lasts forever. My lord doth seem more morose than myself. Don't be like that, and look before you. The sun is rising.
As I look toward the horizon, a ruby light is beginning to spread in the distance. The horizon is bathed in a vermilion hue. The sun itself a vibrant red, reminding us of the passing of another year.
'Tis most remarkable, the way in which the red light spreads. 'Tis most reminiscent of a flower blooming.
Indeed.
My lord, as Rose said, nothing lasts forever in this world. As this year passes into the next, another greets us. Time flows ceaselessly, and the vicissitudes of the world continue unabated. So, rather than drowning in the sorrows of the past, should we not instead live in the present? That way, sorrow will not overtake us with the passage of time, and the present incessantly becomes the past.
I understand what you mean.
Good. Now, with that being said, let us begin the new year with a drink.
Scarlet raises her glass.
And to our lives continuing to be in bloom.
We clink our glasses.
Ah. Well, what do you think of your first drink of the new year?
It's a bit bitter.
Uh-huh. In other words, it's like life. It finally happened. The seed that I planted has sprouted. Wow. 'Tis most surprising that you can flourish in the cold. Even on such a frigid day, the vitality of this plant remained unabated. I admire that. And may you never with and continue to thrive. This year, I bought in the new year with someone else. I was finally able to uncork the wine that I had never been able to open before. That wine that we had promised to drink together all those years ago.
So we drank 100-plus-year-old wine, dang.
The Scarlet raises her glass empty.
Her empty glass. Perhaps due to the fact that had aged for nearly a century. It was rather bitter. And that was despite my newfound affinity for drinking. It brought me back to when I drank for the first time with you, Rose.
If I had been drinking alone, I would have never picked up the habit because it was so bitter. But thanks to having him there, I continued to force it down. My lord, he is truly a remarkable individual. It's almost hard to believe that someone so perfect could live in such an imperfect time. And thinking of my lord, I want to see him again. I should take some of the fine wine and go see him sometime soon. In the afternoon, I went to train outside. Then, a rose. I saw the flower that you found so endearing. Despite my years of searching, I had never found it. Yet here it is. Here, of all places.
Is this the site of their final battle?
This morning I saw those birds coming up from the ground. Even in this frigid climate, they are flourishing. Seeing that rose made me miss you more than ever.
Scarlet sits down on a nearby rock.
Oh, come to think of it, I have put fleetly fading to good use.
Scarlet unsheaths fleetly fading.
My original sword was taken to the base along with your body. In order to survive on the surface, I had no choice but to use your sword. At first, I thought that I would not be able to use it for long, since the blade was cracked. But I met a skilled blacksmith, who was able to temper the blade,
Snow White,
using your core. You always said that nothing lasts forever. But even after all this time had passed, whenever I see this sword, I think of you. So long as I never let you fade from my memory, should we ever meet again, I will be able to call you my sister, should that moment come to pass.
Scarlet places the two empty glasses on the ground and fills them up.
I wonder, will you still call me your sister?
Memories that I hold on, let them fly in the air, say we love farewell, my scarlet lips with the day, when the next chapter starts, it will shine.
New year, new sword. Again, can you just get an anime already? Like, come on, man. Like, seriously, all the animations in this could be so much better put into actually making an anime of it. Yes, I like it in the game, but having a show for this? I mean, I don't arguably know how they would do it because of how the fights are done, but, I mean, they could still do it. I mean, they were able to do Angeline. Why not this, right?
Just as the moon sets time and time again, and the sun also rises. Although there may be no perennial flower that blooms eternal, this life of mine is still flourishing in all its majesty. As to whether it is a blessing or a curse to bloom while forgetting the past, as long as I am here, I suppose I have to go on. Isn't that right? My dear sister.
New year, new sword. End. I mean, it was a fun event. I definitely would have liked to, have dealt more with the, the whole after Noids, kissed us, everyone wanting to, get in on the action, not wanting to be left out, Vapi basically saying that she will kill anyone. That was funny. I enjoyed learning more about Scarlet's past with Rose. Although, I mean, it was kind of blatantly obvious, but at the same time, yeah. They were left... that entire group was just a test. And whoever would be able to survive would become the Grimm's model. It's really sad. But yes, Rose decided to give up her life for her sister. Oh god, it's so bright. Bring me back to hard mode. So yeah, that is now the new year, and the next event we're gonna have is Leona's event. But sadly, I believe it's called Lion's Heart. That is what it's called, right? Because we had Bow Wow Paradise, Nya Paradise. So, I mean... It would have been nice if it was something lion-based paradise. But no, it's Lion's Heart. Right? Yeah, Lionheart. So it's live on the 11th of January. Will I pull for Leona? I don't have anything for her. Do I want her? Yeah. Definitely. Will I get her? That's depending on if the wish list will want to actually give me who I want. Like, I'm still highly surprised that I managed to actually get Kyuri and Rosanna. I was not expecting that to actually happen, but it did. It's still very, very sad though. Like, I did so many pulls. So many on Black Shadow Scarlet's banner. And did I get her from it? Oh, hell no. I used up everything I had. I have enough for 2 10 shots. Her banner isn't going away for 7 more days. Do I care to pull on it? No. No. As much as I would love to get her MLB, it's just not happening. Again, I've said it 9 million times, Red Hood was an anomaly. Scarlet's just not showing up. I wonder how much it actually would cost to fully Core 7 Scarlet with my terrible luck in her banner. I'm very curious to know how much that would actually cost someone with my terrible luck. That would probably be what, 2,000-3,000, maybe more? That's just very sad. Almost as sad as this outfit being 60 bucks. Like, it looks great. It's gonna go away, I already know that. I ain't getting it. It's got 7 days left, I do not care. I'm not spending 60 on this. Now, give me a Red Hood outfit and I might change my mind. Might. Or Scarlet. Probably. So either way, with that, I'm going to be ending this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next one, which will be Leona's banner. I mean, events. Unless I decide to do more bonds. I probably should take a break and go back, because all I've been doing is Nikke lately. I might take a break and go finally continue on with other things for a while. Till, of course, Leona's event is fully on hard mode, unlocked. So yeah. Till then, I will see you guys later.